You're listening to the Ask Drone U podcast. You ask, we answer your drone questions. Whether you're here to turn your passion into profit or you simply fly for fun, we're a community of learners and teachers who aspire to achieve greatness. We are
Drone U.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another awesome episode of Ask Drone U. My name is Paul.
And I'm Rob, and this is episode 384. And we thank you for hanging out with us. We know you have a lot to do. You're learning how to fly your drone better, keeping your business going.
Hopefully you're doing that deliberate practice model.
Doing the deliberate practice.
Deliberate.
And you're spending a few minutes with us. We appreciate that.
When we mean deliberate practice model, all we mean is go out and fly.
That's right.
Anyway.
Purposefully, though.
Yes.
Challenge yourself.
Yes.
Push yourself.
Are you making videos, having difficulty finding music? You're not alone. Just like this caller and this question.
Hello! I was wondering, where do you get all that funky good music that you use for your videos? I can't seem to find any anywhere that I don't have to pay an arm and a leg for. Thank you for your time. I love your website and all your wonderful knowledge. Thank you and goodbye.
So, that was one of the more interesting accents that we've had. It sounded like Julia Childs to me.
Would you like some tea and crumpets?
Yes, actually. Sounds good.
Really? Well, I don't want those. So.
Okay.
All right. We'll stop this date right now.
Sushi?
You're on your own on that one.
You don't eat sushi?
I love sushi, but...
Not in Albuquerque, New Mexico?
No. There's only, in my opinion, one good place of sushi.
Where?
Pacific Paradise.
Where's that?
They fly their stuff in every day.
Where's that?
San Pedro and Candelaria.
Really? That place?
Uh-huh.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So
So
good.
if you're coming to Albuquerque, go to this Pacific
Paradise. Anyway, let's talk about drones. Best music site. Ready? Go.
YouTube.
Actually, you can do that. That was a good answer. You got that one right.
You're so surprised. But I know that's not what he's thinking.
I never said I was surprised, okay?
All right.
You can actually upload videos to YouTube and add copyright-free music to the YouTube tracks. I don't recommend that, though. Check out Audiojungle.net. You can find a lot of good stuff on there. Musicbed.com. Musicbed is about $200 a license. Audiojungle is about $20 a license. So very different.
Is the music that much better for the 200?
No.
Okay. So why do they get it, do you think? Just people don't know about the other options?
It's exclusive. You don't have a lot of people buying it, so you don't hear the sounds a lot. It's like the difference between Upwork and Fiverr, right? We heard from on the drone radio show that they're using Red Horrocks. She's the girl I use for all of my real estate narrations, and I thought it was so funny to hear her voice on that show because it doesn't flow right. You know, there's not like a beat or a style to it. But anyway, the difference between Fiverr and Upwork is that Fiverr is $5 to $50 pretty much, whereas Upwork is, $500 to $5,000. So you have a barrier to entry. So not every Joe Schmo and kid on YouTube is going to MusicBed and buying music. So is it better music? Not really. It's still great music.
Of course, better music is such a subjective question anyways. I mean, It just depends upon what your tastes are.
Yeah, so...
But that makes sense, a lot of sense. $200 means fewer people are going to be using it. Therefore, your videos appear more exclusive.
Yes.
More difficult to attain that level.
Yeah, you can also find more specific stuff. Like I wanted a song last year that was like talking about like take me to the waves, like surfing, and I found that song and it was just so perfect. It was like one of my favorite videos.
So when you do that, $200 is a no-brainer. It's well worth it.
Oh yeah, especially if you have a budget that's 5 figures.
Sure.
So just depends, you know what I mean? But you can also maximize your margins by getting something on audiojungle.net for $20 instead of $500 or $200.
Yeah, it's one of those deals where depending on the job, you probably end up at Audio Jungle most of the time, but some of the other times you go to the more expensive option.
True.
Just because of the quality that you're always trying to achieve quality, so I don't want to suggest one is less quality than the other. But anyways, what about free? Are there any good places for free? Or do you not even really kind of
Well,
go
YouTube
there?
is the only one.
Right.
But here's the thing. You're editing your video first, and then you're attaching music to it second, and you normally want the music in the the transition of shots to be like succinct. So you're really cutting yourself short.
Yeah, and increasing your workload if you do it that way. It's kind of backwards.
Yeah.
So when you get one of these songs, do you have an unlimited license? Can you use it as many times as you want?
Nope, you can only use it for what the license dictates, and which Audiojungle is much more lax. It's like online media versus broadcast, and then what is it called? I lost the name of the place. MusicBed has much more specific license requirements, like university versus business versus broadcast versus nonprofit.
Now, I've also heard, and I don't remember the name of any of them, but there are some subscription versions where you pay a monthly subscription, then you have access to all the music.
Yes, and John, our old producer, had mentioned that, but when I went through it, I did not find anything really quality. Like the quality was significantly lower. So,
I wonder
because
if
we did research that. I mean, we had this conversation before.
We have, yeah.
So,
Well, I wonder if people develop music specifically to sell on these sites.
that is exactly what they do. So MusicBed, you have like dedicated artists for
Really?
MusicBed, and they normally only sell on MusicBed. So
Interesting.
here's a little tip and trick for you though. If you find a song on audiojungle.net and you want to just download the song to see if it'll work in your video, you don't necessarily want to pay for it. You're just like, can I edit to this song? Is the song going to be a good fit? I don't necessarily want to use it, or I may not necessarily use it. You can normally Google the artist and song on YouTube and download it via clip converter from YouTube and then put it in your videos. You can also get just the downloadable preview version, but it's got a bunch of like, the song will be going and be like, do-do-do, do-do-do, Audio Jungle, do-do-do, na-na-na.
So if you're really good, you'll just incorporate that into your video and get it for free.
Anyway, but if I recommend, if you are trying to negate the Audio Jungles and you want to just see if the song is going to work for you or not, you can normally download them off YouTube, but you still have to buy the license to put the video back onto YouTube because you're going to get red flagged for like copyright infringement, which I have to say is one of the most annoying things when you buy music from someone and then you get a copyright infringement notice from YouTube, and it's like, look, guys, I understand your point of trying to ensure other people don't steal your music, but at the same time, this is the biggest hassle for people who produce videos regularly. They have like a little, even on the instructions on Audio Jungle, it says, if you're going to post your video on YouTube, here are the instructions for you to follow about music licensing and everything. It's just such a pain in the butt. You want to know the truth.
Yeah, but a necessary evil.
It's like, if I'm paying you for your music, don't put it on places that is going to flag me, when I use your music. Because if your music is only available on downloadable sites, then you solve the problem. If you put your music on YouTube and then do the whole copyright thing, you've got now 2 additional problems to deal with.
Right.
So I understand it's a protection for them, but it's also really annoying for producers. And I'm not going to lie, there are people who have more stringent rules with their copyright licenses, and I it's marked on their profile, and I negate them. I don't even listen to their music anymore. I just like, nope, I'm not dealing with you. So because we live in a market that focuses on convenience, and in this day and age, if you want to be the best drone pilot, you've got to be efficient, which means convenience. So I'm going to go with a more convenient artist.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Lesson for the artist.
Don't blame me a bit. So there you go, Marianne, Julia Childs. Hope that answers your question.
I really want to know.
And when you say an arm and a leg, that differs for everybody. And by the way, I'm sure a lot of you have other options. We're happy to listen to what those are and share those with the community, because I'm sure there are dozens, if not hundreds, of these sites.
There are a lot of them. Like, even if you want a good voiceover, like, you can get voiceover stuff from Fiverr, but there's like voices.com. There's one where you can order this guy who sounds like Morgan Freeman. I mean, like, you can get anything.
Right.
So
it's all out
there's
there.
a plethora of sites. I'm just giving you like one little taste. Like, this is what I use as my go-to.
Yeah. And I would imagine you arrived at using those through some trial and error. Figuring out who you like and use some that you didn't like for whatever reason. Maybe
I
restrictions is one of them.
I did the YouTube thing at first, and that was the worst way to do it.
Yeah.
Worst way to do it. So yeah, I've learned the hard way. That's
cool.
If that's what you're getting at, Rob, yes, I learned the hard way.
No, I was just saying there's probably other options out there, and these are the ones that you've arrived at for you.
This is true.
Cool. Very good. If you have a question, go to astronew.com, send it in. We'll get it on the air. And we do still have, well, hopefully, we still have a couple of card holders, SD card holders, that we'll give away. What are we giving away? I mean, when are we giving it away?
It's not when. It's you got to produce a question that's got
what
a
I
great
meant to say.
accent, and we will give you one. And otherwise, if you want some DJI swag, we only have a few cases left, so they're probably going to go to the most thought out questions we get with the best accents. That's definitely going to be a kicker. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for us today. My name is Paul.
I'm Rob.
And this is Ask Drone U.